Guys, welcome back to the Extra Digest podcast on Football Digest KE, where we eat, sleep football.
What
then
do
we
we
repeat. See what?
Hiyo ni kuku inaongea bro. Kienyeji.
Ni ngogo ya kushinda.
Nilikuwa
na quiz saini nimebomoa watu.
Unisikia wapi?
Yeah. Anyway, I am joined today by man like Ndegz.
What do you do, baby?
Welcome to the show, man. Of course, Ndegz, you have most likely seen him somewhere before. Box to Box Register, of course, that's what he does. You can check Box to Box Register on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr.
What's my intro again?
Vipi wase? Unu Ndegz kutoka Box to Box na leo nawaletea Captain Pigs.
Spot on. And of course the other man name is man like Timo there repping Man United like
we are back.
Amesema back where?
No, we are back here.
We're back in the studio.
We're still back to being third and not losing and keeping clean sheets.
We need
but
to
here we are.
Let's put out a statement because it's a second take we are taking of this episode, man, because KPLC walikuwa wamesema kwanza tu kule pause.
Rigiji.
How you do that?
Load shedding.
How you do that?
Alisema load shedding kiasi.
We are using too much energy kwanza to cut short, man.
But ametusaidia pia. Tumeenda tukadishi.
Bana, we are energized.
Yeah. And before we go on, by the way, don't forget you should catch a new segment we have. It's called the Pit Board, where we talk matters F1, and that episode will be dropping later on during the week. Right? So be on the lookout for that. We shall be doing it weekly. Yeah, most likely weekly, especially.
F1, Formula 1.
Yeah, Formula 1, yeah.
Hey, unajua mimi ni mso Haas by the way. Nishai kuambia.
For real?
Hey.
Jueni Haas lama?
On that note, answer story.
Oh my goodness gracious, at your big age, surely.
Oh yeah, Haas mkona pia Gasly.
Hey bro.
Gasly ama
hata nikwambie Haas, our car looks nice. That's all that matters.
The look,
you know, you need a nice car, something that's black and white.
Yeah.
But then you just look at it, you know Haas brought back F1 because F1 Drive to Survive season 1 was brought by Haas. But anyway, that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
We brought back F1.
They brought back F1.
Yeah.
Off topic.
They have very nice aesthetics. They perform well to your eyes.
Yeah.
Kwa nini yenyewe, that's why they draw the line in the nini itself.
For sure.
Do you do anything? Yeah. So of course, much more discussion of F1. You can check it out on the Pit Board. So we're talking matters football today, and of course we had the past game week that has happened. It was game week 27. 27. It's a game week changanya. Sometimes I was thinking it's game week 28. So much action happening. Let's start off with the early kickoff. Of course, we had Liverpool, the 7-up team, going Coke Zero.
With a cherry on top.
Against Bournemouth, of course, they lost 1-0. Bournemouth, of getting clubbed by Arsenal. Okay, not getting clubbed, but just losing points after taking a 2-0 lead. Liverpool off beating Man United. Piga kama wezi wa vibeti Nairobi.
Hey.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bado tunataka ya 6, shika. Ndio tunataka ya 7, shika. Hata ni time ilisha tungepewa 8. But yeah, 7-0 up against Man United, and we were thinking, maybe these guys are back now.
You and who?
Me and Mo Salah. You can't be United fans for sure.
Did you see him taking a penalty?
You can't be United
Uni
fans
mtu
for sure.
wamekam back.
Did you see him against United?
You see them
Did you see him
against
against United?
Bournemouth. Just
Against
the
your
other
team.
day.
It's not your team.
Bro, tulikuwa power saving.
It's not presented here.
You know the most
to
painful
fry.
thing about that 7-0 is that the people they were talking trash about,
Ndio waliwa
Gakpo for not going to them and Nunes for not being a footballer.
Listen. Hiyo ni game week 26. Tuko 27.
Ni momentum.
Tuko game week 20.
Momentum nini?
Ndio tunapeana
Tuko game week 20.
Sikia huyu. So, tunasema ni
tunapeana
we are 11 game weeks away from the end.
Yes.
Kitu anataka kusema sitakusikia.
And Liverpool ali kick off. Tulikuwa tunataka kuona kama there's a build up on the clapping they gave you guys.
Na ujue Eric Njiro akona podcast mpya inaitwa
The early kickoff.
ogopa
And he's the one who coined the early kickoff. Ogopa early kickoff.
Ogopa hiyo kitu
Only for
bwana.
him to
You know, I went at him when we were playing Everton. Come on, me I don't get. So go early kick off, bro. Hey, Everton.
Short that you guys new manager bounce and all, everything was just set for you guys to lose. But this game was very interesting because guys thought Liverpool now have momentum. Bournemouth had just come from, I think, what was a very demoralizing defeat because they were 2-0
Absolutely
ahead at the hands of
the incoming champions.
Probably, let's go with that for now. Sindio? And they lost it in the 97th minute.
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't a demoralizing loss. It was a footballing lesson.
Which
so
for
they went
is
and implied what
demoralizing.
they learned. You see,
Yes.
that's the moral of the story.
I see.
Yeah,
I see where you're
just went
going
and
with
implied
this.
what they learned, yeah. And you know, it's not a coincidence that Liverpool also beat 3-2 at the Emirates. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
They learned. And of course,
Even you guys lost 3 to the Emirates.
Oh, they also did take a 3-2 L at the Emirates.
91.
Focus.
Yours was 90.
Focus.
Yeah, Liverpool ilikuwa 90.
95th. Liverpool ilikuwa
Bournemouth ilikuwa 90. Hey, there's a trend. Are you
97.
seeing? We're just scoring in faggy time.
Yeah.
That's what's scary. That is what's scary. Mini hasidi. I'm najua hiyo, and that's what's scaring me. But let's just stay pale Vitality Stadium. Liverpool could not clinch their vital 3 points.
Yes.
Billing with a very good goal after good work from huo winger wetu anaitwa
Watara.
na alikuwa anadefendiwa na nani mse wa Ora.
Robertson na Van Dijk. Van Dijk.
Honestly, Van Dijk was just flat-footed. Watara comes in, a very easy 45 into the box, squared it. Billing had the easiest job. Side-footed into the net.
It's like the cutback he was given against Arsenal.
Who?
Tukipigwa wakitufunga ile bao ya kwanza Billing.
Oh yeah.
Man.
But you know,
with props to him because that late run into the box is something not many midfielders.
Yeah.
know
Because
how
actually,
to
I think
time
he
it.
ran, then he
But
held
you know,
back where the defenders
he's
are
been
going.
playing as a second striker. And then it's almost like people found out, this guy is not agile enough to, because he starts off way too advanced for someone with his skill set. So that thing of him coming from a bit further behind actually suits him.
Yeah. So Bournemouth won 1. Of course, heavy repercussions for that result for them in terms of the relegation fight. I mean, they're still in the doldrums.
Yeah.
You'll be thinking, damn, not so many teams are going to fetch 3 points against Liverpool.
Exactly.
Especially out when huko chini.
Exactly.
So it was big, because it took them from 20th all the way to 16th.
Yeah.
That's
But
insane.
they're now back to 18th.
But speaking
'Cause
of
anyone,
Liverpool, why would you change again? I say this loss is on Klopp. Because why would you change a winning formula of a midfield of Henderson,
Bajetic.
Fabinho, and Bajetic, and then bring in Harvey Elliott, right?
You ever thought?
Ilikuwa midfielder Harvey Elliott and who?
It was Harvey Elliott, Bajetic still, and Fabinho. Yeah.
Against Bournemouth.
So it's the youthfulness. You've seen what this midfield can do for you. It's been like United were coming into this game the game at Anfield with so much confidence. It's the first time in a long time. Even I was like, this game Liverpool will be lucky to get a result from it. To be honest, these guys were coming in with so much confidence. Liverpool are going in it like in the
Must
gutter,
not lose.
right?
Yeah.
So for them to put out a performance like that with that midfield, I thought at least this guy would go on and at least use the same midfield, right?
Yeah.
But he decided he's going to flip it up a bit, and it's
Bournemouth
really worked
wanyonge
against
nene.
their favor.
Don't fix what is not broken.
And then the thing is, once they're not showing energy, there's nothing worse than losing that energy, because always picking back up is almost impossible, right?
Yeah.
He tried doing it when he brought on Jota at halftime for Elliott.
Yeah.
And it still didn't work. Like then he tries to bring in 2 subs, Firmino and Suju, like nothing, bro. Like it's not working, nothing.
Yeah.
And 20 minutes to go, I was like, if this was Liverpool of last year, I'd be like, okay, these guys are definitely going to score at least an equalizer.
Yeah.
At no point did I feel
that they were going to,
especially after they missed the penalty. After Salah kicks that goal,
dubious penalty, 7 meters wide.
Yeah.
But I think
Miles
it was a
off.
penalty though.
It was a conversion?
I think it was a penalty. No, like the awarding of the penalty.
It is,
they're
but you
awarding.
categorize that under soft. I feel like it was a soft.
But why though? Because if you think about it, his hand, technically, like physically speaking, his hand stopped the ball from being a shot on target.
But I think the proximity, I've seen some like those not given. Because he
Oh,
was
yeah.
very close, and I think for the most part, he didn't know where the ball was.
That's
So
why he wasn't
whether-
killed. That's why he wasn't carded.
Or he
Now, you
wasn't
see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You file that under soft. Like in the sense that it could be given, it couldn't be
Yeah.
given. Like
'Cause
different games, different refs.
Because even against Arsenal, there was such a chance that we had against Bournemouth. Then ref.
I mean,
And he
even
was further out.
Newcastle. But then you see Newcastle was across.
It was a
This
cross.
one, this dude, the keeper was not there. His hand stopped the ball from actually being a literal shot on target, right? Which would have probably been a
That would
goal.
have been a goal easily.
Yeah. So that's why I think, I mean, even if they don't give it, I'll sort of get it. But
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards more of a penalty than
than anything else. And of course, Mo Salah akaamua
Salah.
kucheza rugby manze.
Surely.
Amekuwa akiwatch a lot of rugby clips.
Surely, he should try.
A conversion. Egypt wakwaje rugby? I don't know much about rugby. Egypt wakwaje rugby?
hata sidhani. Morocco ndo anachezanga rugby sana.
Oh,
Na
Morocco.
Tunisia. Egypt
Salah
wako
maybe
tu.
akiachana ball. Unaweza jaribu.
Salah,
Give it a
amjaona
shot.
ile Salah ni belly
He
dancer.
can give it a try.
Uliona ile clip
Rugby.
yake
That's
you should look for it.
So Salah can give a try to playing rugby to see if hizo conversions inaweza ingiana. And of course, again, denting their hopes for top 4 because now they moved back to is it 6th?
I think it's also really.
Do you think they will get there?
I don't think they'll get to top 4 because this result was really crucial for them because they needed to get this knowing they're not going to play this weekend.
Yeah.
This coming weekend they're not playing.
Oh yeah.
Their next match is in April. The next Premier League match
against Man City.
Man City.
They have a crazy run. I think.
City away, Chelsea away, then us at home,
Arsenal at Anfield. Yeah.
Again, you expect Liverpool to turn up for these games. They'll do well against the big teams. Like that's what they do, right? I'd be more concerned if they were playing like Leeds after then Crystal Palace and they'll be like, he's only my L's. But these guys will turn up for all those games, especially after they've been kicked out of the Nou Camp.
But I doubt, especially in those 3 games, I feel like they'll win one, lose one, draw one. I don't feel like
they'll lose. Most likely the one they'll lose maybe is against Arsenal. But now, of course, they are going up to Santiago Bernabeu later on, actually on Wednesday, to get knocked out of the Champions League.
How tunamaliza?
Mnamaliza kwenye muliacha. I don't fancy them to get past Real Madrid, to be honest. Do you?
I think we had this conversation earlier. I feel like if this second leg was at Anfield, then maybe they'd have more of a chance.
This was Barcelona. This is Real Madrid. Bro, hakuna Messi hapa.
Benz is not playing.
No, that's fine. As we are a whole team, we are a whole squad. We can strike.
Vinicius, Rodrigo.
Mimi, ni rahisi.
Ama teams zote za Fly Emirates.
No. Hapana juu. Ningekuwa na support. Yes, but so Real, Man United. Kwingine tutaongelea mbele. But what I think, just going back to that top 4 conversation, I feel like after losing this game, I'd even say who's after Liverpool? Is it Brighton?
Brighton.
Brighton.
I feel like
I think
Brighton,
Fulham, I think.
Brighton and Newcastle have a better chance than Liverpool, because in as much as Newcastle were drawing a lot and Brighton look like they're playing some good football and they have games in hand, I feel like they have a better team and they have better momentum as opposed to Liverpool. Liverpool are
getting
so
to
on
number 5
and
or
off.
top 4.
Yeah, top 4.
Yeah.
But you
I
see,
feel like they could easily finish above Liverpool.
The other thing about Liverpool was that squad could not sustain playing every 3 games.
Yeah.
After they are knocked out, now they only have 12 games to play.
Yeah. So
he can play the same squad every game.
I think they fake up.
No.
they're not.
They're not.
But they're not, by the way.
I don't think they
are. Are you serious?
They are not.
That's a difference.
Wait, they might be actually.
Missy Jui.
Are Liverpool in the FA Cup?
They're not.
Producer.
I doubt.
They're not.
Who knocks them out? Up.
What? Blackburn.
Wacha.
Jesus.
Are you serious?
Nika Sheffield United
But when was that?
Tottenham.
Where can I remember that?
Leicester.
I thought they beat Wolves. See, they beat Wolves.
For real?
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Typical Liverpool.
Yeah.
Typical Liverpool.
God.
Very inconsistent.
Honestly, can't
So
remember.
so what he's saying about Liverpool exiting the Champions League, which they are just about to do now, if they have one competition every 7 days,
and there's a
I feel like they can.
And of course,
linear run.
There are other guys like Diaz are coming back now.
Diaz is back.
Yeah.
Diaz is back.
Diogo.
Jota, and then they want to give Firmino a good send off.
Yeah.
And so just
maybe the son of Vanessa getting
Yeah.
Europa League next season. That would be nice. Speaking of nice things, I know Chelsea fans are feeling a bit nice now because they have won 3 on the trot. I mean, that's news. They have not done that in God knows how long. They have also not scored more than 1 league goal in, God knows how long. And hadi Mungu akafungua binguni kukanyesha Kenya.
League pewa start hapa. Patiana start.
Give me.
So Real have scored the same number of goals in 2023 in England as Chelsea have.
Real, who plays in La Liga,
Who plays in La Liga,
have come to England
2 hours. How does it was 90 minutes?
To a 7 plus 6-7 minutes added time.
In that period, wamefunga more goals.
The same goals.
As of now.
Yes.
Damn.
Insane.
Yeah.
5-1.
I mean, the epitome of Chelsea. They have been shitty and then some. But now they are 3 on the trot. Do you feel like they're bouncing back?
Yeah, I feel like it's very weird trying to remember all these things. So
yeah, I know.
I feel like Chelsea are at a position where and I think they can learn a lot from Steve Cooper from Nottingham Forest.
Right.
The team that signed 78 players, and then you're trying to find a way to gel them together.
Yeah.
This guy, they had already signed, I think, 18 players before the transfer market closed. In the space of like 7 hours, they signed another 3 players. So they signed 21 players.
Yeah.
it took him probably another like 6 game weeks for him to actually get a squad that he was comfortable with. They were not winning, but he finally got a squad he was comfortable with. Then he let this team win and lose together to create that chemistry, you know. And ever since, Morgan Gibbs-White has just been dominating that front three. Him and Brennan Johnson.
Oh, Brennan Johnson. Yeah.
It took a while because Awoniyi was one of their big signings from I think from
that
Germany
team in,
somewhere.
Is it Hertha Berlin or something?
Yeah. Then we realized he's just an immobile Yakubu. The guy is just there, bro. He can't do anything. Yes. So the fact that it took him that long to actually get this team, and then now by the time they were clicking and they managed to go up the table, get a few wins together.
Yeah.
They managed to come together as a team and actually, you know, like come together. You lose, but you're still confident. You know, it's bad when you lose and you're down. Yeah. Now you're losing and you're a bit confident. You're gaining momentum. You can learn. You've learned together and all that stuff. So with that, I feel like Graham Potter is in a position where he actually is just trying to find his best 11.
Yeah.
And it's not a coincidence the last 3 games, they've more or less played the same team.
Yeah.
And they're more or less getting like similar results, right? Like if they're not creating that many chances up until the Leicester game, but they're a bit more solid defensively. It's also not a coincidence that this is happening when Chilwell is coming back, because this guy has played everyone at wing back. He has played Loftus-Cheek at right wing. He has played Sterling. He has played Conor Gallagher. He has played Kukurea.
Players.
All these guys have played at wing back. Aubameyang at one point tried that experiment.
Aubameyang bado acheza ball.
Yo.
Abama who?
Abama what?
Obama blood clot young. AKA.
So even him is played on the wing. So finally,
AKA the Gabonese Chris Brown. Go on.
So and then all these things are happening just when Chilwell is coming back.
Yeah.
Like now you can see that on the left, they're looking like they have more of an identity.
Yeah. And he scored a banger over the weekend.
Yeah, he did. And Graham Potter's teams I've never seen him play with a back 4 and actually play with, like when he was shining at Brighton, he always played with a back 3, and then he always had wing backs. That's when Chilwell came up, and Chilwell was amazing, right? And then Lamptey on the other side, Akina Duffy and all those guys.
Yeah.
So at least now he's implementing a formation that he's used to, and he has an 11 that he's used to, and he has capable wing backs.
Timo, there's an episode here we said Graham Potter must be protected
at all costs.
At all costs.
So at that time we were saying it from a banter standpoint,
and still a very objective.
Maybe I like Graham Potter as a manager.
Yes,
I like what he's done at Brighton. I feel like he's been thrown into the Lions' den at Chelsea. Funny enough, because Lions in Chelsea and all that. And now for him, it's harder, especially to pick his best 11.
Yeah.
Because there's so many huge egos. You have so many internationals, captains, Kina Thiago Silva, Koulibaly, all these people. These are people that captain also their national sides.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's a bit harder for him to pick his first 11. And now that he looks like he's doing it, and this is also coinciding with the fact that most of their key players are coming back from injury. And so if they happen to keep their best players fit, well, it will be a different kettle of fish.
Wanaweza fika Kibera?
Labda lakini hawezi pita hapo.
Hawezi pita Kibera.
Octopizo number
9 baby.
Yeah. Conference League.
Yeah. So lazima kwanza afike ACH ndio wamalizie Kibera, na that's where they close the chapter. All right, so Chelsea maybe might be coming back, but only time will tell.
Yeah, only time.
We can 2 games, I mean, knocking out Borussia in the Champions League. Good. I honestly feel, however, they're going through the Champions League to the quarterfinals to just get knocked out. Yeah, it's like how United used to go to the Champions League to qualify for Europa League. It's fantastic to watch, but time will tell. Do you think they will get?
That was so necessary.
Do you think they will get past the quarterfinals, regardless of who they get? Okay, I feel like if they get anybody but Porto or Inter, they're out.
Guys, Chelsea are meeting Benfica in the quarterfinal.
That's it. It's a wrap. Wanatolewa.
You know, it's not think about it. You know, in the group stage, how is it that what's his name?
Who?
Lewandowski left Bayern, went to Barca, and literally the first game he plays away from Spain is Bayern Barca. They're in the same group.
Yeah,
that happened. Again, another group. Man City in the same group as Borussia. Yeah. Like, what are the chances, bro? Like, this thing, nowadays, it's too obvious, Maze. Even last season, it was too obvious. So if Enzo doesn't meet Benfica, I'll be very surprised.
And if they do happen to meet Benfica, do you think he can get past Benfica?
Yes.
You think?
Yes.
I just know it will be an emotional game. I
For
know
Enzo.
that much.
For?
Kwanza, what's Benfica Stadium? Whatever that is in Portugal.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll hear it from the fans.
Oh,
But to be honest,
But it's bowling. I feel like it's bowling.
I'm saying this from more of a Chelsea emotional perspective. Like these guys always find a way to, because the fans now believe that there's a run in them. They've seen Potter win 3 games and like, hey, if this guy can put together 4 games, you might get to, because they've done it twice.
What is it
And
on
they
the weekend?
Who?
Chelsea. Who are they up against?
Chelsea, are they even playing?
Who's playing this?
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. But my point is that
Everton.
I'm choosing that from them from an emotional perspective. But I have watched Benfica play also.
Yo.
And Benfica,
Rafa Silva is wasamea.
Benfica is on a different level. Kwanza
Swear
nani Mario?
And João Mario. It's bowling.
Rafa
Grimaldo is
and
bowling.
nani?
Gonzalo.
They're playing really well. But
Yeah.
again, I have not seen Benfica get tested ever since they lost Enzo. Because honestly, the toughest fixture was just before the World Cup when they were Champions League.
Oh, but I wanted to say the way they held down PSG and then Nikakumbuka Enzo was there.
Yeah, they had Enzo. And Enzo was one of the best players on the pitch. Or actually like the entire...
For the whole season.
But they've been playing really well.
Oh, they have,
They've
for
been
sure.
playing really
They have,
well.
they have.
But I don't be surprised if Chelsea just pull one out of the bag and Mudryk is just playing on right wing. Just scores 2 goals at Benfica and 1 goal at home to send them through to the semi-finals, where they'll meet Real
So
Madrid,
Mudryk,
and
boy.
then they'll knock out Real Madrid, and then they go to the final and meet Man City.
And then win again.
Do you feel like zooming in on... Haya, sema tena take 2.
So Chelsea are making it to the final of the Champions League,
They're meeting Man
and they're
City
playing
again.
Man City in the final.
And?
But after beating who?
They'll beat
Hypothetically Benfica.
but then Real will beat themselves against them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Real will do some things like Benzema, Mumia, sijui nini. This is a very hot take, guys. This is a very hot take. This take is hotter than Hamilton's tires, So I am going for I'm seeing Chelsea making a run. I am seeing Chelsea make a run.
No fucking way. Chelsea are going
It's
nowhere.
okay.
Is it serious?
If Chelsea make this run, you cannot afford to bring me back on this podcast.
Yeah, I can't. I cannot.
We're blocking
can't
you.
afford.
And if they get knocked out in the quarters, I'm affording to bring you as soon as possible.
Oh yeah,
As soon
one
as
time.
possible. Somewhere in March.
Mapema.
Yeah, Mapema the best. All right, so there's that. Then of course we had on Sunday. I don't want to talk about the games being played at 6 o'clock. We had a few of them which were impactful. Let's just touch lightly, on Everton Brentford. Everton were in the doldrums. Brentford unbeaten.
Yeah.
Having the best unbeaten run while Peter had in Newcastle 1-0. Dwight McNeil early enough.
And the best thing is, first of all, that goal was like it really caught Brentford's keeper off guard because McNeil shifted the ball to his left, and then instead of traditionally shooting around the defender, he came from the inside of him, and it was an arrow into the top left corner of the
David
keeper's
Raya.
first minute. And from there, Everton just went on and on.
Held
Demarai Gray scored, but I think he handled the ball, and so it was chopped off. And they held on for what was a very huge win.
Huge 3 points, you got to say. And
Especially after Bournemouth had just won.
And the funny thing is, Sean Dyche, I think, has won the same number of games as Lampard in the Lampard this season.
no shit.
I kid you not.
Wow.
Look it up.
Yeah. Huge 3 points for Everton. Got me getting huge 3 points from David Raya. FPL was it.
Uko na Raya?
Nilikuwa na Raya. Yeah, and it's a double game week, so I've stuck with him for a minute, and he has been coming good. But hey, I didn't see that one coming.
Boy.
So there was that. Then there was Leeds versus Brighton, 2-2 draw, bro.
Yes.
A very interesting game.
Bang over
I
there.
think at this point we have to just accept that Brighton's recruitment policy is insane, because what Mitoma is doing,
It's mad.
like Mitoma has become the focal point of that
Goddamn.
attack, which we didn't see. Like when Trossard was there, like we were like, okay, now Trossard is gone. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
And previously they had tried doing that with Solimatch when they still had Neil Maupa in that team, and like with all those guys when Gross was still like balling. But they've managed to use Solimatch almost like a secondary attacker, right?
Yeah.
And the thing with Brighton is, from week to week, even when we used to have Trossard on our FPL teams back then, it's like, hey, after the Liverpool game, after he scored the hat-trick, like, hey, this guy now is going to score.
Yeah, you got.
And then when he's put as striker, he doesn't score. But when they put him as wing-back, is when he goes forward and scores.
Yeah.
And that's what you're seeing now with McAllister. McAllister is coming from deep and all of a sudden is taking in certain positions because of Caicedo. Caicedo is a cheat code, by the way. Caicedo allows everyone, it's almost like the way Party allows everyone to just
flourish. Yeah.
This guy, Caicedo is a cheat code. So I think Mitoma is one of those like really, really crazy signings. Have you heard the story about how he refused to sign a contract when he was in Japan to go to uni?
To study dribbling.
Homie
has a PhD in dribbling.
Yeah, I know he has that. I didn't know about refusing to sign a contract.
Yeah, he refused a contract. He refused a professional contract to go to uni to actually study dribbling. And then he made it to the uni team. And
He's
then
focused,
2 years. And then that's how he got to the J League. And then,
Asians.
Yeah.
Sounds so Asian, that
so,
one.
Asian
stuff. Yeah.
And then something else that happened that game. Harrison scored an own goal and also scored an amazing goal.
Bang. But did you see Bamford's goal?
Yes.
Yes,
that was good.
Granted, it was deflected, but I think he needed one of those. That goal was nice.
Superb.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But Leeds have done well. I feel like okay, not done well, but I thought they'd be worse. That's the thing that's shocking me with these teams at the bottom. Almost all of them have changed managers, apart from West Ham.
Yeah,
and they're all showing like a different level to them that we didn't think that.
I feel the only tragic thing is, despite all the results they're getting, they're still getting caught stuck because like Leeds are on 19th.
Let me tell you,
and
down there, it's impossible. It feels like
because one day everyone can win.
Exactly.
And so now where do you move to? You get?
Yeah.
And actually, this was a really bad week to even get a point because Bournemouth and Everton both won.
Yeah.
Southampton got a point as well. Actually, none of them lost.
Oh yeah, that's why it's
no one lost.
Exactly.
Nothing has changed. Because you're actually talking about like how from number 12 to number 20, wameachana na 5 points.
Actually, it's number 13 who lost. Palace
is the team, which brings them back into that conversation.
Yeah. So
any laps got points.
Any laps and you
any game hapo chini when they play against each other.
And the worst part is that they were not playing each other. You know how crazy that is. They're not playing each other and all of them got points.
Mnapiga Liverpool. Sure.
Bana. And of course that just reiterates the point that right now is the worst time to be playing those two teams.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's terrible time.
Everything.
I mean, unless you're Arsenal.
No, bro. What do you
unless
mean?
you're Arsenal. If you're Man United, it's a bad time.
No. For us we're. You see, the thing is,
it's a bad time to play them unless you're Arsenal. If it's Arsenal, it's not a bad time. We shall beat them.
I feel like
United can't win.
No. You see, I need to understand your point. It's a bad time for
to play any team, of course, the top teams to play those teams and ziko chini.
Yes, even for you guys,
those shockers.
Even for you, it's a bad
unless you're Arsenal because you have gone past them. I mean, you guys have played that bottom team. You didn't win,
bro.
Matches are now juicy.
Man
United, see the play against Soton, they could not win at
didn't even have to do Soton.
No, hiyo ni kitambo.
You are 11 men.
Right now. Right now tumecheza na Bournemouth tuna club. Wamecheza
na haiko at our theater.
Yeah.
Ya Mandoto.
Yenu ni theater ama ni movie shop.
Yenu ni theater Njozi Njema bro.
Movie shop.
Speaking of Arsenal, by the way, we are playing on Sunday up against Fulham at Craven Cottage. A game we are looking to make a record, by the way. Arsenal being the only team in football history in England to win all away London derby games by keeping a clean sheet. And we did.
Yeah. We've won all away London games.
Yeah.
We've won them with a clean sheet.
That's a record.
Season.
Yes.
That's madness.
Yeah.
Wait.
So there
are 7 teams in London.
No, the ones we've played. We've played 5.
And
we haven't played West Ham yet away.
That's the only team.
That's
the only team.
Yeah.
No, that's the only
team. Everyone.
You have played 5
and kept a clean sheet.
Yeah.
All of them.
Fulham,
Tottenham,
Chelsea, Brentford
3-0.
And Sasa Fulham.
Yeah.
No lie, that's very impressive.
Yeah, so it's of course it's huge. Also something huge. Trossard, hat-trick of assists.
Trossard balled out that.
Can we just wax lyrical about our Arsenal game against Fulham?
Yeah, honestly.
Do you know the last person to get a hat-trick of assists for Arsenal?
Willian.
No.
Where?
It's not Craven Cottage.
It was at Fulham.
Bro, and I told you I don't care about London, I know that. I watched that game.
It was at Fulham.
Do you know how many people signed him?
First game Meile season. When Gabriel Magalhaes scored on his day.
And Gabriela scored there every time.
Exactly.
He scores there.
And also he scored against them in the first leg.
First game, yeah.
So this hurts me to say, but when I was watching the game, we watched it with this guy, and they were concurrently happening. Yeah, United, yeah, Arsenal, and man, every controversial decision, huku ni bao.
Yeah.
Leandro Trossard, and I told some guys before when you were talking about Mudryk, I feel like Trossard, even before they all moved, I felt like Trossard was a better player. Trossard is Premier League proven. You can ask Liverpool, they'll tell you.
Oh yeah, they know more than that. Yeah,
Trossard can go left, can go right. Trossard
go
is
middle.
fast. He's not the biggest, but he can shield his ball. He knows how to play the wall pass. He knows how to run in behind. Trossard is a box of tricks that is so hard for any right back, any centre back to deal with. And which brings me to my point here, Tete, the right back of Fulham. The last 5 games, he's been amazing. I kid you not, Trossard turned this guy inside, toast out, had him on skates the whole game. It was frustrating to watch as someone who didn't want Arsenal to win, which is very hard to do right now. But also, it was an amazing performance from Trossard. And I don't even know what position he was playing. I don't know if he started as a left winger. I don't know if he started as a 9.
Striker.
Are you serious?
So he started as a striker.
So how does he get all his assists from the left?
So that's what I was telling you. That's the one change. That's the one change that I saw Arteta make. Normally, we start like a house on fire. We start our games like a house on fire. But this guy...
Again, you can ask Liverpool.
Mando best.
Yes, they know. Go on.
But it's sometimes it's not only about managing managing parts of a game. It's also managing parts of a season, right?
Yeah.
So certain games will start quick, certain games will start slow, because also we're from Europa League. So this one we kind of started slow.
Yeah.
Not slow, but we kind of started like toned down a bit. Yeah. But one reason why we did that is this game was just actually trying to see what Fulham are going to do the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And this is I have a question for you actually before I continue. I was curious. Do you think that just before the game started, it was announced that Trossard might not really announced, but it was like Trossard was not going to make the team because we all thought he'd be out for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Jesus, he was like, it was like a doubt. Whatever.
Yeah, you never know if he's gonna be there.
Fulham looked like they were being toyed around with the entire game. Right?
The whole training
session. Do you think these guys had actually game planned for the game without any of our strikers?
Without any of our strikers, Trossard or
Probably.
Jesus.
Probably. Because it's very easy to study. Like, let's say Nketiah.
They were not ready.
Nketiah will hang off one centre-back, and when the ball is in motion, he'd want to be in between the centre-backs and all that. And then you come up, and now it's Trossard. And Trossard will do everything. He'll stay with your centre-back.
So it kind of caught them off guard, you think?
Go to the right-back. And so probably I can agree with what he's saying. And probably caught them off guard.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The other thing I'll say is that Arteta actually, within the first 3 minutes of the game, he had already made a change in how we were attacking them, yeah? So we had our typical attack. Back four, Kawaida, midfield of Partey, Xhaka doing those marans of his, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard and Martinelli up front. So within the first 3 minutes, after the first 3 minutes, all of a sudden I'm seeing Xhaka is dropping into the left back position.
Yeah.
Because Zinchenko now has moved into midfield. All of a sudden we have like a box of Akina Zinchenko, so these guys are confused. Who am I tracking?
Yeah.
And as a result, because Xhaka has dropped into left back, there's that space in the left half space. Trossard dropped into that space. All of a sudden, Tete finds himself marking 2 people. Martinelli or Trossard. When Martinelli comes in, Trossard goes out. This guy now is confused. I'm like, now what do I do? So then I was like, it's those small tweaks in your formation, in how you're playing, in making those that Marco Silva didn't do. He didn't react in time. And again, I feel like they really missed Palhinha this game because Palhinha is a very good game reader.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's in those moments where you find like someone like a Paul Scholes will be like, okay, I can see what you guys are doing. Let me try and do this to prevent what you're doing, to counter what you're doing. At that moment, Sasa Lukic, the midfielder, did not really read that situation and he didn't adapt to it. And I feel like that's where we really caught them out. Those guys looked average.
Absolutely average.
Clueless.
Absolutely. I mean, because it was a sharp contrast of what I was expecting. I was a tad kind of scared of that game coming into the game because I was thinking like, Europa League tulikuwa na kanika tumechoka, a lot of wasted balls. Yeah. So I was thinking, na Fulham wamerest the whole week wanaweza tupata off guard or what? And then of course we absolutely obliterated them in the first half and second half we were just cruising.
And all this was before the second coming.
Oh, the second coming of Jesus. You said we don't know the time or the hour? No, I think we do know the time and the hour.
Don't be blasphemous, man.
So Jesus is back and
I had one more point.
Yes.
You wanna go faster? I go fast.
You go.
It also, I feel like this was a crucial game because this is going to happen to us a lot. Going into a game where Man City has just won and they've closed the gap.
Yes.
Right? So mentally, like going into a game knowing it's only 2 points and actually pulling out a result like this in the fashion we did.
Yeah.
That was
amazing.
Impressive.
And of course, I think it's just going to get better because, I mean, like we said, Jesus is back. Now we have Jesus, Trossard, Smith Rowe is still there. Reece Nelson, Nketiah most likely will be back. I think after the international break. I don't know if he's out.
Ankle injury,
ankle strain or something. So that was being played on Sunday. Same time, there was another game being played against number 3 team versus Saints. Number 20 team.
The Saints and the Devils.
The Saints were at Old Trafford against the Devils.
Yeah.
And karibu mwagiliwa maji buda. Holy water almost.
That's true. And let me tell you, Anthony Taylor tried his best. He tried his absolute best to make sure that was going to happen to us. Casemiro was sent off.
Yeah.
4 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
So, and I was telling you this earlier, but the letter of the
what
law,
minute?
34th.
What's 3 plus 4?
Oh.
This is annoying because this has happened already. Yes.
Unawacha replay tu.
Bana.
Unajokia ka
Finish
Netflix
him.
alafu inakwambia resume movie.
Yeah, kuna next episode. Ini pull up.
Finish him.
So, Casemiro gets sent off. The challenge is debatable.
Yes.
For me, as a fan, by the letter of the law, I think it's a red card.
Yeah.
But my one issue is VAR is being run by humans. Man is to error. Sindio?
Consistent.
But then you can't be as inconsistent as Andre Marina is. He was the on-field referee. Your game, Leicester Chelsea, which was 24 hours before our game.
Oh, okay.
There were 3 tackles worse than here Casemiro. There's a freeze frame, Ricardo Pereira stepping on Joao Felix. Ama alisema aitwa Felix.
Joao Felix.
Huyo. Alisema, you're saying my name wrong. Joao Felix.
Wow.
Joao.
And he says Felix. Imagine.
Okay, that's it.
Well, he says
JF.
Felix for
Right. But he said it in his name.
Yeah.
No, he actually said it. Even he
It's
said
Joao.
the only people that get it right.
but-
So Joao, whatever. But Felix. He says the
no, but-
Portuguese people call him Felix.
Portuguese don't say X, they say sh.
Felix.
So
But
he was
they call
saying
him
it.
Felix.
I think he's just been trained to tell the media segment.
Mainly
Is
Felix.
it- is
Yeah,
it-
Yeah,
because
that's
I think
true.
he's just been trained. It's
Is
like
it-
it's just too hard.
Yeah.
Back to the
Is
point.
it
Back to
Joao?
the
Is
matter.
it Joao or Joao?
JF. I
Joao.
couldn't care less.
Joao.
It's Joao.
Joao.
Because it can be Joao.
Joao.
That would be like
No, but
Joao.
there's Nini that don't say J. Is it Brazilians?
I think
No,
it's
Brazilians, like-
Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish.
Yeah.
Spanish from Spain,
Spanish.
not Spanish from South America.
Spain. Yeah.
And now you're in the north, they're in the Nyangweso. So, Felix gets his ankle
Yeah.
smashed by Nani Pereira. Thankfully, his leg wasn't actually planted as such, so he didn't get as
Okay.
injured and all that. But the fact that those 3 challenges happened and there was only 1 yellow card produced, and then the very
24
next
hours
day,
later, yeah.
the same guy that was on the field to say, hey, yellow, you can overlook, comes and calls Anthony Taylor and tells him, by the way, come look at this challenge. And he literally missed 3 of those a day before. That's what's frustrating. And it's not at Ninaumwa. Yeah, we should have won the game. We were home.
Yeah.
I've seen Man City go down to 10 players and become more dangerous than when they were 11. And for we have the personnel. We should be able to be winning that game, I think. But we'll take the draw.
Yeah.
Another thing that was frustrating, I don't know if you saw Rashford, was it in the first or the second half? He crossed the ball, and I don't even remember what defender it was. Went down and literally handled the ball. In the sense that he stopped the path
It was
of the
so
ball
obvious.
into
Like
Wout
it was so
Weghorst.
obvious.
I recall
You
that
know,
one.
they didn't even go to VR. Did he go to VR?
I've never seen
I
a
don't
more
think it went to VR.
dubious decision.
No, that
was
didn't
a
make
shocker.
sense.
That
didn't
one.
make
I'll agree.
sense at
And
all.
when I knew it was serious, I'm trying to tell Arsenal fans that I'm watching the game with, no, maybe the first action was the chest onto the hand. They are like, zero unasema nini. That's a stonewall penalty. They played the clips again.
Yeah.
Brother, that's when mi nilijua hii imeenda.
Okay.
Nilijua hii imeenda. So ni draw ama ni loss, whichever. But the thing is the inconsistency in the refereeing. And I like the fact that Ten Hag came out and said this match was influenced by the referee.
Yeah.
He did not. I hope you watched that, Nini. And if you
I
haven't,
saw
go
that
watch
one.
it. He did not hold back. He's like, that is a penalty all day, every day.
Yeah.
The red card, very inconsistent. If you're going to give a red for this, give for everyone else. If you're going to give that Penaya Bournemouth, pay Arsenali ile game,
Yeah.
Bournemouth pia. You know, let the letter of the law be followed, not just apply to one game or another. And so it was frustrating that, at least the only good thing is we kept a clean sheet and all that. Ghana, even the tackle on Garnacho,
He actually got
two-footed
injured.
by Kyle Walker-Peters is more reckless than what Casemiro
At the end
did.
of the game, yeah.
And so that was
Anthony
very
Taylor,
frustrating to
Anthony
see.
Taylor was on something else.
But
Yeah,
you
and
know, there's something I saw with rugby. I'm sorry, I'm going to deviate a bit.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
So when in rugby there was also an issue of like at what point does the TMO, so TMO is VR, and at what point does the TMO come in and say, okay, sir, this decision is not right, or this is or this and this. So rugby introduced a law that has really changed a lot. You see, the one thing with rugby is that you hear the communication with the referee.
Yeah.
So they introduced a new law. They're like, before the referee goes to the monitor or tells Timo, tell me what you've seen, he tells him what he has seen and what he thinks. So previously, someone would score a try. Maybe he fumbles at the end of the line. The guy is like, the ref would say, Timo, tell me if that's a try. Now, the ref has to say, I saw a grounding, confirm if it's a grounding or not. And there has to be evidence that it's not a grounding for him to overturn. Same thing with if it's the opposite. He'll say, from my eyesight, I saw him drop the ball.
Not the referee on the pitch.
Yes, he'll say, so then the TMO will ask, sorry, what is your decision? He says, my decision is no try, but confirm. So the ref goes to confirm his decision, right? What that eliminates is that now the decision is not left to the VAR, to the TMO to make their own decision. This person makes his decision. This is what I saw. If you can see any evidence that convinces me otherwise, then tell me.
Show me.
But see, because he has said that before, it removes that doubt, right? It's the same thing with VAR. This guy gave a red card, a yellow card at first. Why did he give a yellow card? Probably he just didn't see the contact between the foot and the leg, right? Yeah. Or maybe he saw it and he was like, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But then when they went to VAR, what happened that convinced him to switch it from a yellow to a red? You know, we need to know
motion.
That kagap. Because now even in rugby, when the TMO comes to his conclusion, he explains his decision. Or I have seen a clear grounding, the ball touches the ground, you can award the try. No, he says, stick with your decision, you can award the try. Or I have seen the ball leave the guy's hands, do not give the try. Compelling evidence. Or if there's not enough video footage, it's like we don't have enough cameras to see what happened. So stick with your decision. You see, so in that way, the ref makes the final decision. He makes the initial, the video just confirms or denies or whatever, and then the ref makes the final decision.
Because sometimes it looks like it's the VR who's making the final decision. Of course, maybe it's not him, but from what decisions are made,
but
the
now there's no transparency because we can't hear.
And we can't
know. And they've tried this in A-League in Australia.
They also did it, I think, in Club World Cup. Was it in Morocco?
Yes.
They also did try.
Where the ref is actually mic'd. The problem with that is, the good thing with rugby is a very clear law. Only captain speaks to the ref. And there's no profanity. Profanity
boy. In football.
Football, you see how people gang up. And then now, sometimes I see Richarlison arguing with Sasa Lukic. I'm like, which language are you guys speaking? Which language are you speaking? It will work for Premier League with refs and English players. But once they move out of Europe, Europa League, English refs don't ref English games. They'll bring a Spanish,
Latvia versus.
That's now my only thing. Even if they talk, we won't understand. There has to be a translator.
There'll be a challenge there. There'll be a challenge. Of course, that work is cut out for UEFA and everybody else to figure it out. We just want some consistency because it's been way too inconsistent in the Premier League as far as officiating goes. I don't think there's anything else to talk about in the Premier League. I think that's that. West Ham, of course, they were playing against Aston Villa. Watkins, is it 4 games in a row now? That's a record equaling, I think, one done. Is it Dwight York? When he was also, I think,
for Villa.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Villa. I think.
Really?
4 games.
Villa's record is 4.
No,
Oli
Watkins scoring 4 games in a row.
That's what I'm saying.
So I feel like there's someone who's done that record.
Nah.
Like even John Carew,
no one did it. No one. I think
that's wild.
Dwight York, I think in 1998.
That's insane.
Yeah, that was the last time he did it. So that was a good record for Oli Watkins. Of course, he's been bugging points to it. So Anakula Vizuri.
Na Benrahma with a very solid.
Quickly, let's touch on Man City because, I mean, this is the game that made Arsenal have to win against Fulham just to go 5 points up. 1-0 against Crystal Palace. Michael Olise. What was that dude doing?
So how that game was going is, first half, Palace have been tight and all that. City looked a bit wasteful. And normally, in games like that, you almost can tell as a fan that this game will go down to either a moment of brilliance or just complete and utter nonsense. And unfortunately, it was the latter. And Michael Olise was just lazy, dangled a leg, and gave away what was a Stonewall penalty. Yeah, and Haaland, who had been fasting basically the whole game, like Anderson had him in his back, bro.
Good one.
Bro. Steps up, slots a penalty, and
just like
it was
that.
a wrap because Palace, this guy was telling us something about shots or Ebu Endele.
Oh yeah, they've gone 3 matches without a shot on target.
How in the world?
Yeah, dude.
And so it was
There's
just
no
a moment.
shot
It was
on
just
target.
when would Man City score? And it was very unfortunate. And I'm sure for you guys especially, that that's how City got their 3 points.
Imagine, no. Me, I was like, can this guy score already? What? Hii story ya kutupatia didi maze mafople mingi. Amefungeni maze tuache. Stop giving us false hope until you're going to draw this game. Me, I was so frustrated.
I was frustrated. So frustrated. I mean, Olise, that tackle ilini bo.
And the thing is, did you see? He just knew straight away.
Yeah.
And non-complaint.
And he had switched off kabisa. It's like ile kitu ya no, it's not remontada. It's remontada ni PSG. But I mean, ile Barcelona wakipigwa comeback na Liverpool, they just got flat. No concentration, not at all.
Corner taken quickly.
Divock.
Yeah. Corner taken quickly. It's the same shit. That's exactly what Man City did against Palace.
Yeah.
And Olise was caught, out of nowhere and
it was frustrating.
with the foot and he just.
But how do you guys feel about Olise as a footballer?
I don't feel like he's. I mean, did you see the banger he scored against Man United?
No,
I think
as we saw him, he felt.
No, I saw, that's true. I felt it in 5D, whatever. The thing is, I think Olise, it's very easy to misunderstand him. He looks like someone who doesn't care and all that, but he knows his job. I think he's a box of tricks and he's fun to watch, but I feel like he's a frustrating player as well.
I mean, to me, he's frustrating in the sense that the simple things you expect him to do, he doesn't do well. But the hard things he does so well. I'm like, he's so confusing. And
That's
you see, great players do the simplest things consistently 99% of the time.
That's why you hate on people for being tapping merchants.
Exactly.
And all that.
So sometimes you watch a guy like Xhaka. Xhaka, if I asked you right now who's your top 5 Arsenal players this season, you wouldn't even have Xhaka in your top 5.
Maybe.
But every week he gives you at least 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10,
And it's not doing anything fancy. It's just he does his job. He covers for his friend, for his teammates. He does everything.
Yeah.
But if you find someone who's the opposite, who does a lot of the things, other flashy things, but then doesn't do the simple things well, he's very hard to rely upon,
Yeah.
And I feel like Eze, to some extent, is like him. They look like sluggish when they do things. But when Eze gets the ball and Eze moves, like that guy just glides, bro. He just glides with the ball. Like that academy must have been wild. He was in National Academy. No, so that Eze, Smith Rowe, that academy Saka, I'm like this guy is
fluid.
And squeezing down a lot of clips about Arsenal Academy players. It's like we're producing quite some talents there. But only time will tell. Of course, Haaland is always doing the thing. So that's that with the Premier League. I don't think there's anything else to tell. The Premier League game week 27, you said?
Yes.
27, that's so Arsenal still on top of the log.
5 points clear.
5 points clear. Seconded by Manchester City. And then we saw at the bottom, Southampton and Bournemouth and Leeds United. You sing something?
We love you, Arsenal. I was just giving you a track.
We love you, Arsenal. We do. We love you, Arsenal. We do. We love you, Arsenal. We do. Oh, Arsenal, we love you. All right, table topping.
We can do the Chelsea. We do Chelsea, 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 Chelsea.
I don't feel like doing the Chelsea one. Is there a United one?
It
doesn't matter if there's a United.
I'm here to tell you that we don't care.
I have wanted to drop that on someone for so long. Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good for you.
All right.